Hello, and welcome to the Mind Understanding Anxiety Parent Workshop that was hosted at St Barnabas and St Philip's Church of England Primary School. The session was hosted by Molly, who is the trainee educational mental health practitioner. Her details will be shared at the end of the presentation. The plan for the workshop is to get a better understanding of what is anxiety, its symptoms and possible causes, to gain knowledge of how anxiety can be challenged, to learn how you can support your child who experiences anxiety, and to understand how CBT can help in treating anxiety. How common is it? Statistics. There were 8.2 million cases of anxiety in the UK in 2013. Women are twice as likely to be diagnosed with anxiety. 7.2% of 5 to 19-year-olds experience an anxiety condition. In 2017, 3.9% of 5 to 10-year-old children had an anxiety disorder, as did 7.5% of 11 to 16-year-olds and 13.1% of 17 to 19-year-olds. What is anxiety? Anxiety is what we feel when we are worried, tense or afraid, particularly about things that are about to happen or which we think could happen in the future. Anxiety is a natural human response when we perceive that we are under threat. It can be experienced through our thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations. Evolutionary explanations. Like all animals, human beings have evolved ways to help us protect ourselves from danger. When we feel under threat, our bodies react by releasing certain hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones make us feel more alert so we can act faster, make our hearts beat faster, quickly sending blood to where it's needed most. Fight, flight, or freeze. Fight, flight, or freeze response. It's something that happens automatically in our bodies and we have no control over it. Have you heard of this response before? When has it happened to you? The fight, flight, or freeze response used to be extremely helpful to us thousands of years ago when we were faced with physical problems that had to be fought or run from, for example, lions or bears. Nowadays, our worries are less physical threats and more everyday stressors, such as work, relationships, illness, general life, etc. These cannot be fought or run from. However, our body is still reacting in the same way to suggest there is a physical threat that we need to react to. This hormonal response is our body's way of trying to react to a perceived danger. Although the response feels very scary and uncomfortable in the moment, it is actually our body's way of trying to help us. Anxiety. When is it a problem? Your feelings of anxiety are very strong or last for a long time. Your fears or worries are out of proportion to the situation. You avoid situations that might cause you to feel anxious. Your worries feel very distressing or are hard to control. You regularly experience symptoms of anxiety which could include panic attacks. You find it hard to go about your everyday life or do things you enjoy. What happens when you experience anxiety? Symptoms of anxiety can include a churning feeling in your stomach, feeling lightheaded or dizzy, pins and needles, feeling restless or unable to sit still, headaches, backache or other aches and pains, faster breathing, sweating or hot flushes, a fast thumping or irregular heartbeat, problem sleeping, grinding your teeth, especially at night, nausea, feeling sick, having panic attacks, or needing to go to the toilet more or less often. Have you experienced any of these? Where do you experience them? What are your thoughts when you feel them coming on? What causes anxiety? Think about situations that may cause them in you or your child to have anxiety. A number of factors can affect or trigger anxiety. One of these is life events. The events we experience may impact us all differently. We all have different coping abilities when it comes to life events and stress. Other behavior, example, before a presentation, if all my friends are panicking about how hard it will be and thinking they'll mess up, this anxiety is often contagious and I might feel the same. However, if everyone else is calm and thinks things will go smoothly, I may also feel this way. We are also influenced by our genetic makeup. This may include personality or genetics. So how can I help my child? Do simple things first. Talk to your child about anxiety, what is happening in their body and why it happens. Help them to recognize anxious feelings so that they can tell when they're becoming anxious and can ask for help. Tell your child it will be okay and the anxiety will pass. It can be helpful to describe the anxiety as a wave to ride or surf that gets smaller after it peaks. Active listening. Healthy lifestyle, sleep, diet, and exercise. Techniques to manage anxiety. There are relaxation exercises we can do to help bring down the fight or flight symptoms. Breathing techniques are designed to bring the body into a state of deep relaxation. Specific patterns that involve holding the breath for a period of time allow your breathing to calm down and heightened anxiety symptoms to fall. You could try the breathing exercises shown on the screen. Grounding techniques help to keep our thoughts focused on a mind game and distract us from worries or anxieties. Using the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique, you will purposefully take in the details of your surroundings using each of your senses. This keeps our mind distracted on something else for a while and allows the physical symptoms to decrease as we stop thinking about the worry. The technique is shown on the screen now. Safe place imagery. It can help to talk to your child about finding a safe place in their mind, somewhere that they feel relaxed and happy. It may be a grandparent's or friend's house or a holiday beside the sea, which they can picture when wrong thoughts come into their heads or that they're feeling anxious. You could make a worry box. Your child can write down each worry on a post-it note that's out of sight. Small children will enjoy decorating the box too. Self-help box. A coping skills toolbox is an actual physical container that has items that children can use to help calm them down and express their emotions in healthy ways. Some of those are shown on the board now. Mobile apps. Headspace is good for meditation. Rooted for panic attacks. Stop Panic and Anxiety helps self-help. Calm. Stop, Breathe and Think. Dare. Nature Sounds, Relax and Sleep. And Mood Rise. Where can I go for support? The Mental Health Support Team, or MHST, offer one-to-one parenting support to parents, carers who have primary school children experiencing anxiety or ongoing concerns and worries, or behaviour difficulties. The work involves 6 to 8 weekly sessions, which last 60 minutes in duration and take place in school or remotely. They use goal-based outcomes to monitor your child's goals and track your child's progress. The guided self-help GSH sessions are CBT based. So what is guided self-help? Guided self-help aims to empower parents to gain the necessary tools and skills to tackle their child's difficulties. In the sessions, you'll work together to develop coping strategies to manage your child's distressing thoughts and build resilience to future problems. You will play an active part in this work, including reading materials before each session, practice strategies, and problem solve with practitioners' support. CBT-based intervention. CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy and is a type of talking treatment which focuses on how your thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes affect your feelings and behavior and teaches you coping skills for dealing with different problems. Educational mental health practitioners are trained to assess and support children and young people with common mental health difficulties, particularly mild to moderate symptoms of anxiety, depression, and behavioural difficulties. Remember, the specific anxiety interventions are up to 8 sessions, which is 1 hour a week, and the techniques will include worry time, thought challenging, calm breathing, relaxation strategies, exposure to feared situations, etc. So why is it important to work directly with parents? Well, evidence-based research suggests that working with parents with children in primary school is more effective for making changes and improving in children's mental health, well-being and behaviour. Parents are the experts and they know their children best. Some contact with the child and cases assessed on an individual basis. Where to look for further support? If you think your child struggles with anxiety, you can call your GP or speak to your link person at school. MHST in your school can also support children or young people with anxiety. If necessary, you can refer your child to the local child and adolescent mental health service known as CAMHS for support help. I invite you to think back. What have you learned from this session? Was it useful? Are there any techniques that you will take away to use? If you have any further questions, please feel free to email Molly on her email address, which is on the slide here. For further support, you can contact some of the organisations on the slide shown here. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our presentation. We hope that you found this useful.